Our top story tonight, Hurricane Michael as it treks closer to the Gulf Coast. The latest models show the storm hitting the Florida Panhandle as a major hurricane because the storm is gaining strength. Florida's Governor Rick Scott is now ordering a state of emergency for all counties in the Florida Panhandle.
So he's warning everyone who lives in that area to start getting ready now for high winds and a lot of water. A lot of sand there. They're already bagging it up. We could feel some of the impact here in metro Atlanta and other parts of Georgia, too.
Our meteorologist is Samantha Moore, and she begins our coverage with the very latest in an update from the National Hurricane Center on the storm's strength and its path.
Yeah, it just came in at the top of the hour, Jeff. We're seeing it strengthening. In fact, it is also very close to Cuba. It's just 30 miles away from the edge of Cuba here. It's just 30 miles northwest of Cuba, expected to bring about a foot of rain there, and then it's going to continue on its path. And as it moves into the very warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, where there's very little wind shear to disorganize it, it's going to have favorable conditions to continue to intensify. That's why we expect it to be a major hurricane as it makes landfall, and that will be sometime late Tuesday into Wednesday morning, most likely as a Category 3 with max sustained winds up around 120 as it approaches. They do have the hurricane watches in place along the coast right now. That does include Destin, Santa Rosa Beach, Panama City, and Apalachicola. And then it makes its way up in our direction, not as a Cat 3. This cone is representing it a little bit differently. It'll definitely be weakening as it moves through middle Georgia, but we are on the edge of that cone, and that's why we can't relax, because there is that potential that it could move a little further north if that frontal system that's approaching right now slows down a little bit. So we are expecting to see some impacts here in terms of the rain and the wind. We could be talking tropical storm force winds as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. And rain, yes, we could see a lot of it. Folks have been drying out lately. There's drought encroaching on some spots, and we're talking drought busting rain in some of these locations. So coming up, we'll talk more about the timing and how it's going to impact us here in the Atlanta metro area.
All right, Samantha, we'll see you then.